Hey, uh, don't mind my ceiling. Sorry, I'm really cold. Don't mind my ceiling. This is what it is. I don't know if it's been shown in a video before. It is what it is. I have, I gotta change the lighting. Okay. This is Blind Date with a Book for teens. It's a journey to self-acceptance, coming of age, struggling with body image, and fiction. And I picked this book up from my new job, and I chose this one out of the other ones because I'm in a downward spiral, which we will get into later. This is going to be a mental health one, but we're going to start it with something lighter. That way people, like, if they don't want to watch it, this is their time to click off. So there's a little sticker in here, a little turtle, you know, type shit. I don't read anything other than fantasy, so I truly have no idea what this book could be. And of course I would open it upside down. It's pink. The Melting of Maggie Bean, which literally about sums up my life. Maggie looked down and barely saw her toenails peeking out from the shadow of her stomach. She closed her eyes and slowly stepped onto the scale. Once she finally opened her eyes, Maggie almost fell off the scale. I will be reading this on my 18-hour plane ride I have to a different country. But I guess we'll see if I end up crying on the plane. So talk, I guess. Wow, I really need to go back to therapy. Sorry if I cry in this. So I can't talk about a lot of it because a lot of it has to do with somebody, and it's not so much the person as it is a continuous cycle that was perpetuated by this person based on their actions. So in terms of what happened, and none of this is on the person, like if they watch this video and they know I'm talking about them, like it's not on the person. Like we all go through shit happens, whatever. I know to give space, whatever, but it doesn't change how it affected me. But this is no shade on the person. Like at the end of the day, it is what it is, and so it's just my brain and how it processes it made this something that very much weighed on me. But this is if I really had an issue with it, one I wanted to fix, I would have reached out and said, hey, this hurt me. But honestly, it's not my place. So all I can do is talk about how it hurt me. So basically, I went from talking to this person every day, and I have disorganized attachment. Like I have very bad, like my family is kind of, so I very much have never had a stable sort of relationship. Like I've never seen a role model where a relationship is good, and so I don't really know how you're supposed to bond. So I get very attached very easily, and I end up, like, I have my own personality, but I end up getting parasited into being like I very much am mentally ill. Like I have a lot of mental health issues, but when I connect with somebody, all of it goes away because I'm so focused on trying to be the best for this person that quite honestly I don't care about what's going on in my head, and it's really just a way for me to cope. It's probably not healthy because, as you'll see, but it's how I deal with it, and honestly I don't know how to fix it. So I get very attached. So this person I was friends with them, and then we fell out, and then we became friends again. So really, it's that was enough to throw me for a loop. What is happening right now is basically what happened a few years ago. But a few years ago was worse because I was in a much worse place. Now it's still bad, but it's way better than what it was because I've grown as a person. By the way, look at my nails. Sorry, form of autism. So, so basically, we're doing that, right? So we're talking, and I got attached. We were talking every day. We built something, or so I thought, and we're still friends, or at least I think so, because we're still like, we don't talk anymore, but like, I don't know, maybe not. It's been a few days, but so we went from talking every day to one random day, about 5 days ago, he stopped talking to me, and it was hard. I kept texting, reaching out, and then they were just being dry. And I was like, oh, okay. So I got the memo. It's been 2 days without me reaching out. And I feel like I'm doing the right thing, but I can't help but feel like I'm doing the wrong thing. And at the end of the day, I know who they are as a person, and they probably want distance, but I can't help but feel like I did something wrong. So I've literally spent the last 5 days in my bed crying. And that's never something I'll talk about with them. It's really not their fault that I behave this way. I'm just a very emotional person, and I really don't know how else to cope other than cry and be violent. Not to others, but so I've spent the last 5 days crying, talking myself out of a downward spiral, and just trying to understand what it possibly could have happened, and trying to convince myself that I'm not the problem. But that thought, unfortunately, will never go away. And so for the last few weeks, I've been so I have an eating disorder, because I have body dysmorphia, which most people know. So it kind of perpetuated an unhealthy lifestyle, which is where I am right now. And I mean, I'm getting help for it. It's just so and I obviously can't talk to anyone about it, because nobody cares, which is also kind of why I haven't recorded a video in a long time. I've kind of been coping a lot, so, and I never mentioned it to them, even though we talked every day, because quite honestly, it's nobody's business but mine, and I don't think that I should be sharing my problems with somebody who can't help me. It just doesn't seem necessary, especially somebody who doesn't understand what I'm going through. Just didn't seem necessary. so I've kind of been silently coping. So every now and again a random tear will fall out of my eye. And then this happened. And I kind of broke. A lot of thoughts went through my head. None of them matter, of course, but a lot of thoughts. And obviously, it's nothing to do with the person. I want to very much accentuate that this has nothing to do with that person, because I know some people follow me and they might know who I'm talking about just based on some things, but it has nothing to do with them. This is completely on me and how my brain and my issues decide to interpret things, how I react to something. Nobody made my feelings this way. Well, that's not true, but they stem from childhood. So it has nothing to do with this person. How I react is how I react, and they are not the first person to make me feel like this. They will not be the last. But it it is what it is. I have my ways of coping, and I will find my way. Just kind of feels like I'm taking the Amazon right now. I don't really know when the river will end, but there's an end somewhere. Whether I find a way to climb out of the river or I reach the end, we'll see how long the swim goes. And so this is like very much TMI. Actually, no, I'm not gonna talk about that. That's not something I want my digital footprint to be. So never mind. But yeah, I've just kind of been coping. So I don't know. A lot of sleep. I haven't been awake much. Not longer than 2 hours. Kind of don't want to let my mind run rampant anymore. TV shows, finding a way to make it easier to bear. Having no one to talk to kind of sucks. Don't really have any friends that I can text. Kind of hate the summer, not gonna lie. I hate the summer every year. Just really proves that I have nobody. Last year was way easier to deal with because I didn't have anyone to talk to. This year I did. Then they left. Again, nothing on the person, just how I cope. So I don't want to hear anything about that person. It's none of y'all's business. No hate to them. Life is what it is. We all have our things. So obviously it's not that important, because if it was, I would have mentioned something. But I'm sure they're going through something. We all are at some point. So, and it's not just me. So, I'm not special. I'm not the only one. So, life is what it is, really. I mean, that's all I can say, I guess. Sorry for this being a little sad video. You just kind of been struggling a little bit, wanted to talk about it a little bit, so if anyone actually listened to this, thank you for listening.